Good afternoon, business organization and management. Yesterday, because of technical issues, we couldn't complete many topics. Today, we will complete block 3 also, and we continue the of business combinations. What are the disadvantages of business combinations? First of all, it is a concentration of economic and political power. A business combination usually leads to concentration of wealth as well as political power in the hands of few persons. This is another advantage of business combination. Exploitation of state. Powerful gigantic combines generally use all kinds of unfair tactics. So exploitation of small business units another disadvantages of this business combination. Exploitation of consumer. The third disadvantage is exploitation of consumer. The very basis of combinations is the elimination of competition and control of market and price mechanism. So this is the third disadvantage of the business combination. Next, we have exploitation of producers of primary goods. The combining units has more bargaining power, which prove damaging to poor and unorganized producers of primary goods or raw materials. So this is another disadvantages of business combination. Next, we have inefficiency. Whenever combinations have restricted the output or fixed the quotas, the inefficiency has invariably risen. But growth is another disadvantage. The combination may also operate as a bar to economy of labor is another disadvantage. Combination may also exploit labor under the pretext of rationalization and scientific management. Overcapitalization and speculation. So stock exchange ಮೇಲೂ ಇದು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Diseases of business communication. ಇದು ಒಂದು in combination involves larger risk. Owners and as a whole suffer losses. The loss a giant combination collapse. ಏನಾದ್ರು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಕೊಲಾಪ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಲೂಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ನೇಷನ್ದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್. gigantic combinations may find it extremely difficult to effect proper coordination and flexibility in management. This is another disadvantage of business combination. Next, we'll move on to types or classes of combinations. We have 5 types of combinations. They are horizontal, vertical, lateral, circular, and diagonal. In horizontal, we'll know the definition of the horizontal combination. Horizontal combination is a type of combination under which the business units engaged in the same trade or pursuing the same productive activity joined together with some common end in view. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಜೂಟ್ ಮಿಲ್ಲು ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಟನ್ ಮಿಲ್ಲು ABCD ಅಂತ ಒಂದೇ ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಮೂರ್ನಾಲ್ಕು ಫರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಮೂರ್ನಾಲ್ಕು ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿ ಒಂದು ಜೂಟ್ ಮಿಲ್ದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್. ಈ ತರ ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಆಗೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ವ್ಯವಹಾರದ್ದು ಅದನ್ನ ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್? ಅದ್ರ ಗುಣಗಳು ಏನಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ದ ಕಂಬೈನಿಂಗ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎಂಗೇಜ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಕಾಟನ್ ಮಿಲ್ A ಆದ್ರೂ BCD ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೇ ತರದ್ದು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೇಮ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋರೆ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ another feature is there is an agreement among the constituent units not to compete with the other in specified field. ಅವ್ರದೇ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್? ಇನ್ horizontal combination, it helps avoiding competition. It helps constituent units to enjoy the economy of large scale organizations. It makes it possible for the constituent units to reduce cost and increase profit. So cost na reduce ಮಾಡಿ profit na increase ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಇದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. It helps the constituent units to achieve greater efficiency. These are the advantages of horizontal combination. Disadvantage is it does not ensure either regular supply of raw materials or markets for the product. So management of big combinations resulting from horizontal combinations will be difficult. The overall efficiency of the combining units may fall down. So these are the disadvantages of horizontal combination. Have vertical combination. According to vertical combinations, it is a sequence of combinations process. Combinations or industry combinational is one under which a number of units engaged in success or production within an industry or brought together. So ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಎಂಗೇಜ್ಡ್ ಐದರ್ ಇನ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಕೇನ್ ಕಲ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಶುಗರ್ ಕೇನ್ ಕಲ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಒಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಶುಗರ್ ಕೇನ್ ಕ್ರಶಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಒಂದ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಶುಗರ್ ಮಿಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಶುಗರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಟನ್ ಗ್ರಿನ್ನಿಂಗ್, ಕಾಟನ್ ಸ್ಪಿನ್ನಿಂಗ್, ಕಾಟನ್ ಗಳೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಅದು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿ ಒಂದು ಕಾಟನ್ ಡೀಲರ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದಿಷ್ಟುನುವೆ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಸೇಮ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋರೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಶುಗರ್ ಕೇನ್ ಕಲ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಅವರು, ಶುಗರ್ ಕೇನ್ ಕ್ರಶಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅವರು, ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಟನ್ ಸ್ಪಿನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅವರು ಕಾಟನ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದು ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ದ ಮೇನ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಎಂಗೇಜ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಸಕ್ಸೆಸಿವ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್. ಒಂದು ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಶುಗರ್ ತರಕ್ಕೆ ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ಶುಗರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲಾನೆಟ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲದು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲೂ ಗಿನ್ನಿಂಗ್, ಕಾಟನ್ ಸ್ಪಿನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಕ್ಸೆಸಿವ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅನದರ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಷನ್. ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅದು ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್. ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ಫುಲ್ expenditure. Next we have, it helps to secure economies in marketing. So ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಇಂದಾನು ನಮ್ದು ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ economies in transport. So it helps in reducing cost for advertising and other things. And next we have the disadvantages of vertical combinations. It causes inflexibility. Vertical combination inflexibility ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. In spite of large scale organization, the vertical units cannot enjoy the advantages of large scale production because the combining units produce different kinds of articles. ಇದು another disadvantage. Next we have lateral or allied combinations. The combination is also called lateral or allied combinations. When business units are engaged in manufacture of different but allied products, the ಬೇರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ related products, allied products from a combination for some common purpose, this type of combination is called lateral or allied combination. Lateral or allied combination ಅಲ್ಲಿ convergent lateral combination ಮತ್ತೆ divergent lateral combinations ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕನ್ವರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳೋಂಗೆ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಸ್ ಎ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ industrial units which supply goods, that is raw materials or allied components to a major common undertaking. So the best example of convergent lateral combination is printing press. Printing press ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲದು ಇಂಕು, ಪೇಪರು, ಕಾರ್ಡ್ಬೋರ್ಡು, ಪ್ರಿಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷಿನರಿ ಎಲ್ಲದು ಸೇರಿ ಪ್ರಿಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ಅದು ಕನ್ವರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್. ಅದೆಲ್ಲದು ಸೇರಿ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಸೇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದು ಪ್ರಿಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಕನ್ವರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಅದ್ರ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಂಗೇಜ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಬಟ್ ಅಲೈಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಅದ್ರ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಇಂಕು, ಪೇಪರು ಎಲ್ಲದು ಪ್ರಿಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಗೆ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಲೈಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಕನ್ವರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ lateral combination ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬಹುದು. The objective of the convergent is to save the money or the economy. Next we have the advantages of lateral combination. It ensures regular supply of raw materials to the unit requiring raw materials. It assures market for the products of the units which supply the raw materials. In case of depression in the main line, the allied lines act as the standby. So these are the advantages of convergent lateral combination. Disadvantages of lateral combination. If the units which converge to ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ happen to be small, their interest may be neglected. So ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಂಕ್ದು ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ತಾನೇ ಇಂಕ್ದೊಂದು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಥವಾ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೆಗ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೆಗ್ಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್. ಅದು ಚಿಕ್ಕದು ತಾನೇ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅನ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಂತ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ lateral integration is a heterogeneous one. As such, coordination of combining units will pose a difficult problem. Okay, these are the disadvantages. Next we have diagonal or service combination. Diagonal ಅಥವಾ service combination ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Diagonal combination is a type of combination under which a main firm or the principal producing unit combines with units which either supply auxiliary products or ancillary services. Auxiliary product ಅಥವಾ ancillary services ಕೊಡೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಡಯಾಗನಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಯಾಗನಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಒಂದು ಬಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಂಜಿನ್ಸ್, ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಟೈರ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಸ್, ಮತ್ತೆ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಗಳು, ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲದೂ ಸೇರಿ ಒಂದು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿದ್ದು ಇದಕ್ಕೇನೆ ಬಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಯಾಗನಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್. It involves integration of the main firm with auxiliary units. Auxiliary units ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೇ ತರ ಸ್ಟೀರಿಂಗು, ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ಟೈರ್ಸ್, ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಸ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆ ಬಸ್ದು ಆಕ್ಸಿಲರಿ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಬಸ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಕೊಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೌಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎನ್ಶೋರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಆಫ್ auxiliary products or services. This is the features of diagonal combination. Next we have the advantages. It makes for economical transport. It facilitates economical communication. It makes for economic supervision of execution. These are the advantages of diagonal combination. Disadvantages is it may result in a very big undertaking, posing problems of efficient management. So management problems ಗಳು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. It may lead to monopoly and concentration of industrial and economic in the hands of a few persons. These are the disadvantages of diagonal or service combination. Next we have circular or mixed combination. Meaning of circular combination is circular combination is a type of combination under which firms engaged in the manufacture of different types of commodities combined together. For example, if a sugar mill, a cement factory and a steel factory are combined together, it will be a either a circular or a mixed combination. So, ಈ ತರ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆರ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸೆಡ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್. The important feature of circular combinations are it is a combination of firms producing different types of commodities. So idರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ತರ ಇಲ್ಲ. As the name suggests, we have mixed combination. It has combination of firms producing different types of commodities. In the case the combining units are brought under a common management. In this case, the combining units are brought under a common management. What are the advantages of circular combination? It facilitates overall administrative improvement, bringing many firms under common management. Next, we have it confers great economic power on the combined organization. For instance, the erstwhile managing agents in India enormous influence on this ground. So next we have the disadvantages. Next we have the disadvantages. Coordination of diverse interests becomes difficult. This gives rise to monopolistic conditions as one combination leads to another and the monopolistic as one combination leads to another. Next we have types of combinations or forms of combinations. In that we have simple combinations and compound combinations. Simple combinations, we have simple combinations are direct combinations of natural persons, as in partnership firms and joint stock companies. As in partnership firms and joint stock company, they are simple combinations. Compound combinations. Compound combinations means combination of associations of natural persons. Examples of compound combinations are associations or simple associations, federations and consolidations. So these are the different forms of compound combinations. Meaning of simple association. A simple association is a loose form of combination. The constituent units relativity and identity formed for the protection and promotion of the common interest of its members. So ಇದೆಲ್ಲ partnership ಮತ್ತೆ partnership ನೋಡಿದೀವಿ. So characteristics ಏನಂದ್ರೆ they can be easily formed, easily dissolved, and these association retain their individuality and sometimes called agreements or gentlemen's agreements ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಆಗೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿತಲ್ಲ ಹಾಗೆ they do not interfere in the members. These are the features of simple association. What are the features of simple association? They can be and easily dissolved. So it features the advantage. They are voluntary association. The scope of these association is very wide. And the disadvantage is they are loose form of combination. These are not stable. They do not involve any express understanding or agreement members to definite course of action. Okay, these are the disadvantages of simple associations. Of simple associations are trade associations, chamber of commerce agreements. Trade association. What is the meaning? According to Hani, trade association as a non-profit organization of business competitors of one economic interest of the line of business or members in the territory covered. So this is of a trade association is not making association of it's engaged in a particular trade or industry in a particular formed for the purpose of protecting and promoting the common business and economic members. So it is association. The definition. According to the definition we have, it is a business combination. It is a voluntary association. It is a non-profit association. ಏನೇ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ಗೂ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ to promote and protect the interest of trade or industry. These are the advantage. The features of or objectives of association. Next, we have the functions of trade association. How the trade association functions and supplies information to us regarding news of production, new costing system, etc. It provides market information. It provides information about the credit worthlessness of the customers with whom its members deal. It assists its members in market research, advertisement, and export promotion. It maintains the purpose of providing to the members in the technical so idelladu trade association. So it brings about cooperation and coordination actions and reduces competition among the members. Next, we have Chamber of Commerce. What is commerce? A chamber of commerce is a voluntary non-profit making association of business units engaged in various trades, industries or service units in particular for the purpose of protecting and promoting the commercial, industrial and economic inter-country as a or it is an association of manufacturing units, trading units, banks, financial institutions, insurance companies, transporting and other units for protecting promoting the general. It is generally a voluntary profit making organization. Usually registered companies act as a company limited by guarantee, and a chamber of commerce does not conduct any business of its own. It just provides guidance or advice to its members. A chamber of commerce is also a loose form of combination. The constituent business units retaining their individuality and identity. The functions of chamber of commerce is it collects and supplies information related to trade, commerce, and industry of its members. It sends deputations to represent the grievances of its members. It makes suggestions and recommendations to the government on legislative measures affecting trade, commerce, and industry. So it plays an important role as a mediator between the government and the traders. Okay, and it acts as an arbitrator or mediator and settles the disputes among the members. It conducts research and experiments for the benefits of its members. These are the some of commerce. We have informal agreements. Agreements or understandings entered by competing business units to follow certain trade practices to protect their mutual business interests. Okay, what are the features? They are unwritten agreements. They are unwritten agreements and not formal and written agreements. There is no organization for enforcing these agreements, as they are just informal agreements or honorable understandings. They cannot be enforced in case they are violated by the members. So these are some of the features of informal agreements. Next, what are the advantages of informal agreements? These agreements can be entered into easily without expenses. Under these agreements, the members retain their individual identity and freedom to matters independently except those provided for the agreements. Are flexible, are readily adjustable to conditions. So ಅದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ change ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Are enable the members to secure the benefits of monopolistic policies. So ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ change ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದಾದ್ರಿಂದ they have monopolistic policies. As there is no element of post agreements, these agreements are sometimes more formal written agreements. These agreements are mostly unstable, as there is no formal agency to enforce these agreements. The enforcement of these agreements often becomes difficult. These formed secretly, so down the suspicion by the public. So these are some of the disadvantages of informal agreements. Next, we have the federation. Simple association ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ federations. Federation is a form of and is a form of which the combining business units retain their separate identity and autonomy on the whole, but join together under a formal agreement for certain specific purpose affecting their common agree to abide by the restrictions by the combination. So ಇದರ features ಏನು? Association ಅಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ, ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ಈ ಫೆಡರೇಷನ್ಸ್. ದ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೇನ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಎ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್. as I said, it is a form between the business units. Next, we have the combining units of federation retain their separate identity and other definition autonomy adrದ್ದು ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ on the whole, but for the certain specific purpose affecting their common interest. Next, in the case of federation, there is a machinery to run the combination and keep it intact as far as possible. A federation is less loose than a association, but more than a consolidation. So association ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೆಟರು, ಬಟ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಗಿನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಮ್ಮಿ. ಆ ತರ ಇದು ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಫೆಡರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೆಡರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಓವರ್. The main advantage is used and simple association asset, and it creates a machinery for running the combination and keeping intact. So these are they have the disadvantages. In case of federation, the combining units have to surrender a part of their freedom for the promotion of the common interest. And federation is no doubt effective than simple associate. It is not strong enough as a consolidation. In federation, we have pools and cartels. These are the two pools and cartels. What is the meaning of a pool? A form of business organization established through federations whose members seek a degree of control over price by combining some factors in the price common aggregate among. So a pool is a form of business organization established through the federation of business units engaged in the similar line of business for the purpose of exercising some control over the product or controlling some making factor. So price making factor ಮೇಲೆ control ಇರುತ್ತೆ combination federation combination pool. So the output of the market in other is a federation same or similar line of business aiming at the control of the product by pooling some. ಈಗ ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಕೂದಿತ್ತು ಅವರು. ಈಗ ಬಂದೇ ಟಾಟಾ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ಗೆ ₹10 ಇನ್ಯಾವುದೋ ಲೋಕಲ್ ರೇಟು ಆ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇವ್ರದ್ದೇನ್ ಪೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಈ ರೇಟು ಹಂಗೆ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಸೊ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಗೆ ಪೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಪೂಲ್? ಪೂಲ್ ಅದು ಏನು ಗುಣಗಳಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಎ ಪೂಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಫೆಡರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೂನಿಯನ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಫರ್ಮ್ ಡೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದು ಸೇಮ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ federation or combination of number of units engaged in the same or similar line of business, it can be considered as a horizontal integration or combination. In a pool, the combining units join together for some common. So idelladu adara gunagalu. Next, in a pool, agreement may be to the regulation of output. The main objective of a pool is to have control over the price of the product. So price of the product ಮೇಲೆ pooling ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಫೆಡರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಕಂಬೈನಿಂಗ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಸೊ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಆರ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆಫ್ certain period of years, and so it is essentially a temporary agreement. There is a collective regulation of output, centralized disturbance in a income or profit. So these are the characteristics of pools. Next, we have the advantages. The formation of a pool is easy as there is no legal formality to be observed. A pool can be formed without much withdrawal of membership from is no danger or of overcapitalization. A pool enables the constituent members to work in union instead of in competition. So these are the advantages, some advantages of pools. And disadvantage is pools involve considerable expenses in enforcing strict observance of the conductive among the members. The contracts in the members of a pool are legally visible. So you disadvantage. Pools block the growth or adoption of inventions in the industry. These are some of the disadvantages of pools. Next, we have the types of pools. On the basis of tertiary covered pools can be classified into local pool, regional pool, national pool, and international pool. On the basis of nature of the terms constituted in the pool agreement can be output, traffic, income and profit pool, etc. So output pool. An output pool is a federation formed by all or the principal producers engaged in the same industry. ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿನಲ್ಲಿ combine their outputs to make an imaginary aggregate pool or fund and to divide the aggregate pool. So output pool ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅವರು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಪೂಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ರೇಟ್ according what are the advantages or disadvantages of output pool. Output pool advantages are this arrangement leads to inefficiency, as even the inefficient unit which would otherwise be eliminated is made at the coefficient. So ಅದು disadvantage. Determination of the total output involves difficulties. This arrangement would not work if the members do not adhere to the output fixed for them. So this is another disadvantage. Output pool keeps the price high through restriction on output and brings down the product. So the disadvantages of output pool. Traffic pool. A traffic pool is an association for transport companies formed for the purpose of regulating or restricting competition in traffic. So ಇವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ restrictions traffic pool transaction ಗೆ restrictions ಇರುತ್ತೆ on a given route or routes, and freight rates and pays are dividing routes among the pools. The traffic on the given route or routes among the pool members on the agreement. These are the pools. What are the advantages of traffic pools? This arrangement avoids duplication of services. So duplication of services na avoid ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ traffic pools. So this arrangement also ensures proper utilization sources, which is the country. Peaceful competition on definite routes. It helps to reduce the operational costs and to provide better facilities to customers. These are the advantages of traffic pools. Disadvantages of traffic pools. Enforcement of agreement among the members involves difficulties. Market pool. Next we have the market pools. A market pool is an arrangement and market for a product is assessed and is divided among the member units on some agreed basis. So it is a market pool. What are the advantages? Pool helps to avoid competition between the member. First output id ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Next traffic ಗೆ restrictions. So next we have for the market restrictions. Next we have the advantages of market pools is the market pool arrangement helps the members reduce their advertising and selling and distribution expenses. Next we have the disadvantages of market pool. When each member unit is in this its market treasury, there is a strong bargaining. So bargaining na adu avoid ಮಾಡಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ announcing to the monopoly ಗೆ help ಆಗ್ಬಿಡತ್ತೆ. So ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ advantage of market pool. The market pool arrangement consumers free choice. Consumer free choice. ಯಾವ್ದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕೋ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದೊಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ income and profit pool. Profit pool of the combining units together and the total amount of so divided among the members, deducting expenses. In profit pool, only profits are pooled and then divided among the member units on the basis of a certain formula. Price charged above the base price are taken as a profits earned by a firm. So this is income and next advantages of income and profit pool. Under this we have the members. This arrangement appears in the choice of the consumers. So the advantages of the profit income pool. Next, and export pools. Patent pools are formed by different units holding patent rights. For instance, different television set of manufacturers holding patent rights form pools in US. So these are appeared in USA. Next, Cartel is an association of undertakings which enforces obligations of output, market, purchase price, and therefore serves to in the market against the working of free competition. So these are a cartel is a regulative federation or association set up by a number of business units for controlling the prices, the amounts produced, the method for actually conducting marketing for them. So cartel andre uldu next version anta helbodu. Next, the main features of cartel is voluntary association unit. It is a horizontal combination. The members of cartel retain individual identity. It has federal character. It is formed to eliminate unnecessary and wasteful competition. So these are the characters of cartels. Next, we have types of cartels. On the basis of several types, we have term fixing cartels, price fixing cartels, quota fixing cartels, agreements for pooling profits, cartels, selling syndicates of cartels proper. So, fixing cartels, term fixing cartels, quota cartels, customer assigning cartels, zonal cartels, super cartels, syndicate cartels. These are the important cartels, types of cartels. Price fixing cartels, the prices are fixed by the cartel and members cannot sell the goods below price. Next, we have term fixing regulate the terms of sales such as conditions of delivery with regards to terms of pay. So they can charge on areas, time and place of delivery. This can be changed in certain areas, time or place of delivery and packaging, etc. So quote of fixing cartels like output pools. These cartels curtail output with restricting supply. Member of the cartel is allotted a quote which he undertakes not to quota fixing ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಅಷ್ಟೇ quota beyond that they can't produce. So this is quota fixing cartel. Next we have custom cartel. These cartels assign or allot certain customers to. Next we have zonal cartel. In this, each number is allotted a particular in super cartels referred as generally and are in the form of agreements made between cartels of the country and cartels of another country. So super cartels andre one country inda ಇನ್ನೊಂದು country ದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ agreements ಇರೋಂತದಕ್ಕೆ super cartels ಅಂತ. Or cartels proper. The cartels are formed mostly for marketing purposes. They the products of the members, the product to the syndicate at a price called accounting price. In turn, the syndicate consumers at a price higher accounting price and the profit earned is distributed among the members on a agreed basis. ಅದು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು agreed basis ಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ನ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ. Next we have the consolidations. In consolidations, we have what is a consolidation? A federation form of organization suffer weakness of instability and imperfect conceptualization of direction and where therefore led to think some of other combinations. So ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಲೂಸ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ಬೆಟರ್. ಬಟ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಆದ್ರೂ ಇದು ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇದಾಗಿರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಫೆಡರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಟು ದಟ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು shift for the consolidations ಆಗತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಫೆಡರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಿಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರತ್ತೆ. Federation is a form of business organization, has no doubt certain advantages over association. Okay, according to the more consolidations andre the type of combination in which the member organization independent identity either partially or completely. If the member organization lose their independent entity only partially, the combination is called partial combination anta. On the other hand, if the member organization lose their independent entity completely, the combination is called complete consolidation anta. So ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ consolidations ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಪಾರ್ಷಲ್ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ. ಪಾರ್ಷಲ್ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾರ್ಷಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಇದನ್ನ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ನ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾರ್ಷಲ್ ಕಾಮಿಟಿವಿ ಅಥವಾ ಇದು ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಪೂರ್ತಿ complete consolidation ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Partial consolidation may take three forms. They are trust, community of interest and holding companies. Trust andre established for religious or charitable purpose or the business purposes. Trust established for religious or charitable purpose are called common trust, and trust established under job ಅಥವಾ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾಡಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Features of a trust. A trust is not a federation but consolidation of business firms. A trust represents a partial consolidation as the constituent business firms come together under common ownership and control without losing their individual identity. Trust may be horizontal combination, but usually it is a vertical combination. Trust are usually registered. So trust na yavaglu register ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಅದು ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಗಾರು ಆಗಬಹುದು, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಗಾರು ಆಗಬಹುದು. ಆ ತರದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಫಿಕ್ಸೆಡ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ trust. Stages of a trust. Trust enjoy greater stability. As a trust results in the transfer of management, trust facilitate effective management of constituent companies. Through effective management of constituent companies, facilitate of the largest aggregation of the capital. So these are some of the trust can scrap inefficient plans. So these are some of the important advantages of trust. Disadvantages is comparatively more difficult to form a trust as compared to other forms of combinations. A trust is rather inflexible. Since a trust leads to aggregation or pooling of capital, it carries the danger of overcapitalization. So advantages of trust. Next we have community of interest. According to Hani, a community of interest as a form of business in which without any formal central administration, the business policy of several companies is controlled by a group of stockholders or directors. A community of interest relationship establish or more harmonious relationship between two or more companies as a result of the ownership of their stock by the same persons is called the community of interest. ಒಂದೇ ತರ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇರೋಂತ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿಗಳು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ community of interest. Community of interest is a form of organization in which the separate business units are apparently under separate forms of control, yet their business policies are legally influenced. Directors of the different firms intend to make uniform decisions on is the definition of a community of interest. Known the community of interest. This is a form of partial consolidation. Community of interest is a business. The form of business combination, the supply of the constituent companies is retained. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟಿಟಿ ಕಾಮನ್ ಎಂಟಿಟಿ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಎಂಟಿಟಿ ಆಗಿ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಪಾಲಿಸೀಸ್, ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ upon for all the constituent companies by the common directors or managers. Next, we have the advantages of community of interest are means of effecting combinations among business units without the of any formal mechanism. Community of interest can be formed easily. So community of interest is easily formed. Next we have, it has the advantage of flexibility. Flexible secrecy in working, as the entire arrangement is informal. Disadvantage, this form of combination is not very stable. ಸೊ ಇದು ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಕಾನಮೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೆನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರ್ಡ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದಿಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಎಕಾನಮಿನೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅದರಿಂದ. ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ power on a group without placing corresponding responsibilities on it. So this is another disadvantage. It acts as a block to the rise of new class of entrepreneurs. This is another disadvantage of community of interest. Next we have and holding companies. Holding companies. Holding combination, we have a holding company is a purely financial concern which uses its capital to acquire controlling interest, sometimes as little as just 50%, but very much more than this, sometimes in the entire ordinary shares. So holding companies can be defined as any company which holds more than half of equity capital of other companies or controls the composition of the board of directors of other companies. So holding company andre is one of which brought up all of the majority of the shares in the other companies. Majority of the shares iranta companygaldu holding company anta helbodu. The main feature of the company are, a holding company is a partial consolidation, as the subsidiaries which are controlled by the holding company are not completely fused in it and functions as a separate entity. The temporary it is a sense of consolidation disappears as soon as the holding company loses the controlling interest. So it is a temporary consolidation. So next, holding company may be newly formed to hold shares in other companies, or it may already be existence with power to hold shares in the other companies. ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಹೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಪನಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫೀಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಹೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಪನಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಪನಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ advantages of holding company? Advantages of holding company can it can be formed very easily, as it does not require the subsidiary company or companies, but just the acquiring controlling interest of the subsidiary companies. And it can be, it is less risky as the capital in its various subsidiaries geographical further avoid the loss suffered by the subsidiary or subsidiary. So it only should bear the losses of the company. Next we have, it enjoys the advantages of legal in the laws. So these are some of the advantages of holding company. And this of holding company, you get substantial powers over the subsidiaries, but it has no corresponding responsibility towards them. Control without responsibility may be determinal for the interest of the group. Holding company type of combination may develop into a secret monopoly, and monopoly is determinal to the interest of the society. In this form of combination, perfect integrity become a reality because of the of conflict of interest and policies between the. So some of the of holding company. Next, complete consolidation is complete consolidation. Complete consolidation represents the last stage of business combination. Next we have, what is a complete consolidation definition? A form of business organization which is established by the purchase of the properties of the organization and the merging of amalgamate properties into a single business unit. A complete association is a total fusion by outright purchase of the properties of the constituent units into a single unit. So merge agadu. Features of complete consolidation. Consolidation is a total fusion of constituent units into a single unit. ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ನ ಸಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ occurs when two or more companies are combined to transfer their assets and liabilities to concern, or when the existing concern absorbs another concern by outright purchase of its business. Complete consolidation takes the form of combination and absorption. Consolidation, the fusion or complete. So what the different forms of complete consolidation are amalgamation and merger or absorption. Amalgamation, what is amalgamation? When two or more existing companies combine and form a new company, there is said to be amalgamation. ಒಂದು ಅಥವಾ ಎರಡು ಮೂರ್ನ ಕಂಪನಿ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿ ಒಂದ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಆಗೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ amalgamation ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. or more existing companies combine and form a new company, it is said to be amalgamation. For instance, two existing companies, say A company and B company, form a new company, C company, is said to be amalgamation. Involves the liquidation of existing companies and the formation of new company. ಎರಡು ಕಂಪನಿ ಆಗೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ amalgamation ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Amalgamation involves the outright business existing companies to a newly formed company. The companies get the consideration for the sale of their business in the form of shares in the new company. That amalgamation or absorption. Merger or absorption is form of complete consolidation. This is another complete consolidation. Company absorbs, takes over the purchase, the business of one or more existing companies. A bigger and strong absorbs a smaller and weaker company or companies. For instance, if an existing X company takes over the business of another existing company, say Y company, there is said to be a merger of or an absorption. Absorbs ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಮರ್ಜ್ ಆಗೋದು, ಒಂದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮರ್ಜ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮರ್ಜರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ಪ್ಷನ್. ಒಂದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಒಂದು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಮರ್ಜ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಒಂದು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೀರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅಂತ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಂಪನಿ ಹೀರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮರ್ಜರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಒಂದ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವೈ ಕಂಪನಿನ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮರ್ಜರ್ ಅಂತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ amalgamation. So what are the advantages of complete consolidation? Complete consolidation has certain advantages over ನಮ್ಗೆ ಫೆಡರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ಇದೆ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್. ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆರ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ fusion of the constituent units into a single unit. Complete consolidation avoid internal competition between the constituent units, and there is a complete consolidation of plants can be avoided by closing down superfluous plants. So ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಅಮಾಲ್ಗಮೇಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಅಥವಾ ಮರ್ಜರ್ ಇಂದ ಇದನ್ನ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಅದು ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್. have disadvantages of complete consolidation. Difficult to secure complete consolidation as it requires the consent of a large majority of shareholders of the continuate companies. So ಎರಡು ಕಂಪನಿನು ಅಮಾಲ್ಗಮೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಎರಡು ಕಂಪನಿ ಸೇರಿ ಒಂದ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಾಲಿಡೇಷನ್. It is very expensive to have a complete consolidation as a valuation assets of the combining units required for the purpose to take over involves more expenses. So expenses ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. Complete consolidation lacks flexibility. When there is complete consolidation, the identity of the constituent units is lost. So ಒಂದ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಎ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಂಪನಿ ಬಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಎದು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಬಿದು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಸಿ ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಿದು ಕಂಪನಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎರಡುವೆ ಹೊಸ ಕಂಪನಿ ಸಿ ಅದರಿಂದ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. There is the danger of over capitalization also. This is another disadvantage of complete consolidation. There is the risk of over strength. It's very difficult to see. Complete consolidation may lead to consolidation requires great outlay of or purchasing properties of the combining units. So this completes the forms of business combinations. And block 2. Next comes the block 3. In that we have introduction to management. In this you have 4 units, that is management, introduction to management, functions of management, contributions and selections, management of selection, management things, and contributions, modern management. The first we should know the management. What a management is used to refer of managing of an enterprise. In short, it is used to refer to a process, function, or activity. So, activity. Management is managers. So, management can be is a process for the realization of minimum input for the production of maximum output. Management is the art of getting things done. Management is the function of executive leadership. Management is the development of people. So these are some of the important terms of management. According to Peter F. Drucker, management is nothing but getting things done through others. ನಾವು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಕೈಲಿ ಕೆಲಸನ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೇಗೆ ನಿಭಾಯಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್, ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್. ಈಗ ನಾ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ಮೆನಿ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್. ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ is a group of activity. Management is goal oriented. Management ಗೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಗೋಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಸ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಂತದ್ದು. ಥ್ರೂ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ goal oriented. It aims to be accomplishing organizational objectives. Organization objective na fulfill ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the business firm, a very business firm has a predetermined goals which is tries to achieve through effective management. Effective management ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅದು predefined goals ನ ಮತ್ತೆ organizational goals ನ fulfill ಮಾಡೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So management is goal oriented. Management is universal in nature. Management is present not only in business firms, it is present everywhere in the world. Whether individuals or organization, there is a need for management. Every individual needs to manage any type of work it is engaged in and everywhere he is placed. So it implies that management is present wherever there is human activity. So ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ human activity ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆನೂ management ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಲ್ ಇನ್ ನೇಚರ್. ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಲ್ ಇನ್ ನೇಚರ್. ಒಂದ್ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಹೌ ಟು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ನಾವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ನ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅವಾಗ ನಮ್ದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಆಗ ನಮ್ದು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಲ್ ಇನ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್. Decision making is an important and integral part of management. The various activities involved in management like planning, organizing, staffing, etc. all consists of decision making. Managers in charge of each function take decisions in their area of work. So different types of managers help in different decision making areas. There are administration is thinking function at the top level, but management is the lower level thinking of functions of management. So management can be divided into administrative management and operative management. According to the school of thought, we have administrative management and operative management. What are the characteristics of a management? So what are the nature or characteristics of a management? Management is a universal phenomena. As I said, it is universal and it is a distinct process. It is a distinct process. It is also a social process. Management is what management does. As I said, organized or a group activity. It is a group activity. Management of a people. Getting things done through the people is also called management. Management is multidisciplinary. Management is dynamic system of authority. Decision making, it helps in decision making. Good leadership. Management at different levels is very much important. So, productive utilization of resources is very much helpful in management. Need for organization is helps for the directing, controlling is or the function of the marketing. We have the scope of management, where the scope of management is a science. What is a whether management is a science or management is an art? Okay, so what whether it is both science or art? Management is a science as well as an art. A science is a systemized body of knowledge pertaining to a particular field of learning or subject. So it contains certain general truths. Its principles have been evolved. Science andre science ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಟ್ರೂತ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಲ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಾನು ಕರಿಬಹುದು, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದ್ರ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಟ್ರೂತ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಾನು ಕರಿಬಹುದು. Art is a way of doing specific things. So management is nothing, as its definition tells, it's getting things done through others ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಆರ್ಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಆರ್ಟ್. ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅ ಆರ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ as well as an art. Next, objectives of management. What are the management as a profession is also a important scope of management. ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಆಗು ನಾವು ಕರಿತಾ. ಜನರಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್, ಇನ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಏರಿಯಾ. ಸೊ management as a profession is also another important scope of management. Next, we have the objectives of management. Optimum utilization of resources. The first objective is ಇರೋ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ನ ಆಪ್ಟಿಮಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಇರೋ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ನ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋಕೆ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಫೋರ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗು, ಆರ್ಗನೈಸಿಂಗು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗು, ಸ್ಟಾಫಿಂಗು, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್. ಇದೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ನಮ್ದು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ದು ಗೋಲ್ ಫಿಲ್ ಆಗೋದು. ಸೊ ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಸ್ ನ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. Next, we have improve productivity in the objective of management. Procure and retain efficient human resources. So human resources ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್. ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಕೆಲ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಇರೋರ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಇರೋರ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಲಾಯಲ್ಟಿ ಇನ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್. ಸೊ ಲಾಯಲ್ಟಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ಗೆ ಇದು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ another objective. Next, we have making best decisions. Decision making allu help ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Next, we have satisfying all stakeholders of the business. Stakeholders of the business ಗೆ ಇದು objective of management. So these are the important objectives of management. Next, we have the difference between management and administration. So what are the difference between management? So administration, it is a thinking function. It is an executive function. Management is a executive function, but administration is a thinking function. Stop ಅದು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಲೇಟ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರು ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಕೂತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನೆನ್ನೆನೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ